Oh. I've turned it on.
Das will die Antworten auf unsere großen Fragen längst hinten schlummern. Von der Achtsamkeit zum gemeinsamen Vertrauen. Vom Fall der Entwicklung bis zum Menschen eines Bildschirms. Von der 𝗙𝗵𝗽𝗶𝘃 bis an den Rand des Universums. Und insgesamt das betrifft. Antwort
I just passed by and took a picture of it. This is just such a nice picture.
For today, and Canada has innovators, leaders, champions, taking of textbooks. And this panel will be led by a special woman, the principal product manager at a big round of applause for Natalie Halimi. Thank you so much.
You know, there are many groups
Roberge queria.
today. Test. Thank you very much. So, my name is Maja Sdrakas, and I'm serving as Executive Director at Deutsche Börse. So, German speakers to 𝗙𝗵𝘃𝗲𝗄. I'm heading their department of data as a service, which is part of the CTO area. My responsibilities are mainly functionality development and also operations of systems that we are connecting into the data services, market data distribution, index calculation, and also running various big data initiatives. I'm really happy to be here and kind of also share with everyone what I think is really important in terms of collaborating and inclusively sharing.
Hi everyone, my name is Tana. I work at Logitech. I'm the CISO, it's Chief Information Security Officer. Means that I work in cybersecurity. Basically, we talk more about that. I'm really part of this panel. I'm very happy to be such a big crowd for us today. I look forward to the questions you might have.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming to I'm 𝗙𝗵𝗃𝗄, basically I'm Vice President of 𝗪𝗪 at Stoltmann, and I lead regions in Poland, Germany, Italy, 𝗙𝗵𝗃𝗄 region, and I'm part of the
our session. My name is Katarzyna Stoltmann. I'm originally from Poland. I would like to say I'm data scientist and AI specialist by mind and brain and data by heart. Currently, I have been working at AstraZeneca as head of data science and AI solutions, where I'm driving, of course, the innovation for pharma and for healthcare. On top of this, I'm also founder of Women in Big Data Berlin, supporting women to get into tech, giving them advices on how to make it happen, and giving them also the visibility and the chance to get to know each other, to network with each other, and to get inspired and to show us their own models. I'm very happy to be here with you.
Thank you, and I'm going to apologize in advance for my American accent. My name is Amy Roberge, and I head up the Global Contact Center Solutions Engineering team at Zoom. So thrilled to be joining this incredible panel of esteemed women for this discussion today. Thank you. So, today we're trying to learn how the success of men how we help. Yeah, I think it didn't make it louder. I need to speak louder. Okay. I won't do that. Now, I've been in the tech industry for a couple of decades now. Same as the rest of you here. So we're seeing things changing. And I'm really curious to, I want to look back from the beginning of our career as to how we felt there, the challenges to face, the benefits we had to have. Starting with you, Maja, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Thank you very much. So I joined tech in Deutsche Börse at around 2013. And I would say there were two key challenges I was seeing. The first one was that there were actually very few women, especially in data and also infrastructure roles. So it was really difficult to establish peer groups or feel connected with others that are in the same kind of boat. And also there weren't many role models that I could use. The second challenge that I was facing is that back then there was a big focus on leadership being done by technology experts. So, and I didn't have a deep technology background, so I always had to rely on the expertise of the teams that I was leading. But then constantly have to prove what value do I bring. If I'm not the tech expert, what's the value that I'm bringing to the team? Which was mostly about strategic thinking, collaboration, coordination, and the vision on where we could go together. And this continued, and it also is quite a challenge then to make yourself being heard, because sometimes also as a woman you are not speaking very loud. And really to being heard and also to create that trust on a continuous basis and think about what can I bring to the team, like next to the technical expertise that others can bring. And I think that it is something, and I would say it's still part of the challenge, and maybe also still part of a gap. And I think also sometimes on how do we measure what we are doing and what impact we are having. The performance metrics are sometimes not about collaboration, about coordination, communication, where sometimes women excel very much. It's more on other topics, and I think there's still a lot we can do on rethinking how we want to define that impact, what we are bringing to the table that is really valuable.
You know, I think it's so accurate because some things actually alongside the technical crafts that we need to work in also superior something. And Tana, I want to take us a bit further, looking at the industry. What do you see from where you began right now?
So I started working in cybersecurity more than 20 years ago, a couple of decades, at a time where it wasn't even called cybersecurity. It started with computer security or IT security. And what I have seen over the years is how it evolved tremendously from being a very deep technical topic to something which has really amplified skills in importance as well at the leadership levels. It's a topic that we talk with board of directors very regularly, and they are very educated. So obviously, it has also taken importance in the media, where we hear every day the news cyber attacks, so it's a very scary topic. But what I'd like to say potentially is, before I started my career, I didn't even want to work in that area. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be an astronaut or a police officer. Nothing about technology at all, and nothing about security. But I see today that security is not just scary, it's really a social challenge. If you look at the risk reports from the World Economic Forum, the last one says that security, cyber insecurity is among the top 5 risks, together with armed conflict, climate change, social polarization. So it's really a challenge of our society. And that's a challenge that requires wide skills, a lot of diverse groups of people to be able to address them. And I'm actually very glad today that I do security because I think it's the right thing, because it's building a more sustainable and more secure future for everybody. And it didn't completely fulfill my aspirations as a child, but I get to work in the digital space. I get to care after viruses that don't infect other computers, and I got to track cyber criminals. So somehow I combined, all the dreams I had as a child. So yeah, it did really a wonderful year. One thing that has not changed though is the potentially how attractive this is for other people, for maybe younger generations, or ladies potentially have a perception of security being a job for men, very technical, but again, they have to change the perception. It's starting to change, and yeah, there's a lot of work to do still.
So I'm really curious, can you expand more about what kind of roles you see that are specifically targeted skills where women can contribute in the security space?
I think one in particular is cybersecurity is something where everyone has a role to play. If you work in a company, you probably hear your security team say, security is everyone's responsibility. Everyone deals with technology, with computers, with any type of devices, and have to deal with security at some point. But if security is done by people who just speak their security jargon that nobody else can understand, remains something very obscure for everybody else. So I think the ability to precisely communicate, speak the same language as the people we work with around us is a very key critical skill that we need to have in every security team. And I would illustrate at Logitech as an example. When I started to work there 4 years ago, there were 10% of women in the team, and most people had just one unique, very security engineer set of skills. And now, 4 years later, we have 29% of women in the team, and we have people who not only are women, but also bring diversity in experiences, diversity in backgrounds, who come from finance, who come from people and culture, who come from biology, and that really bring that richness